Hey guys, welcome to the Truth Factor where we do headlines with an attitude. We have just a few headlines today, guys. If anything else breaks, we'll probably try and bring it to you. But right now, this is what's going on, and this is the morning report. So let's go with it. um, Alrighty, guys. We have now some of these broke late last night, and I wasn't doing a late stream. Sorry. But we have the global supplier of crucial electrical products announces 20-week delay in most important parts. Schneider Electric is the second largest manufacturer of electrical components in the world. The things they make are absolutely crucial to our daily lives. Crucial electrical infrastructure, industrial automation, programmable logic controllers, PLCs, etc. Without any warning, Schneider announced to its partners in the U.S. a 20-week delay for engineered to order products for Q1 next year. That's almost half a year delay. Folks, ETO projects are major private and public infrastructure, power grids, etc. The grids are not readily able to deal with this kind of manufacturing delay. Even more ominous is this ETO equipment is the same gear the FBI recently issued warnings over for expected cyber attacks. So the FBI is warning about cyber attacks regarding the ETO gear like PLCs, and now the second largest manufacturer of these exact components is announcing a 20-week delay for Q1 orders. One industry insider told me the reason this is so weird is the company is very good at planning. They supply billions of dollars in critical components. They aren't perfect, but they usually have a plan when they announce something like this. Not this time. The plan behind the announcement letter shown below are very shallow. They got the note out way before anyone on their teams knew what was going on. Many questions with no answers. That is very weird. Here's the Schneider letter to partners in the USA. Dear valued Schneider Electric partner, while upstream supply is stabilizing, order intake has exceeded industry expectations and material availability. This pressure is driven largely by growth in several U.S. market segments, such as semiconductors and electric vehicles, batteries, infrastructure, vehicle manufacturing. These segments require domestic and global raw materials, such as resin, plastics, specialty metals, and electronics, which are also needed in the electrical equipment industry. U.S. domestic investment in infrastructure projects, water, utility, airports, and geopolitical tensions are additional pressure on supply, impacting the reliability of upstream supply and shipment schedules. Starting December 7th, current shipment schedules of engineer to order products will be revised, moving existing Q1 order ship dates out. The company is engaging in this action to level set production across several plants due to high demand and persistent supply chain challenges for these complex customized solutions. This measure is expected to provide more accurate and reliable communication to customers and significantly eliminate the need for multiple delay notifications. We anticipate a delay of up to 20 weeks for several of our product lines. Given the continued uncertainty of external environment, we are taking active steps to reinforce our resilience and ensure we can meet heightened demand amidst ongoing supply chain constraints. We are implementing multi-sourcing for critical components and enhancing our production capacity and redundancy of operations. We apologize for the inconvenience and assure you of our dedicated efforts to resolve these issues. Our commitment to maintaining your trust is a priority and will provide regular updated on progress. Thank you for your understanding and ongoing partnership during this time. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate. Contact Schneider Electric Project Manager. So guys, I guess if the power goes out, say because of electrical storm of some sort, or blown down power lines, maybe you're not going to get the parts to put your power back put your power back up. I guess this is or there's going to be a delay. So His remark got him thinking, why could it really be that they simply cannot get parts via the supply chain? Or is that wait and hold critical infrastructure so you can step in and replace damaged infrastructure after attacks happen? Is another possibility critical redesign? Did they find holes in the security and need to redesign and will stop projects to push an updated design out? And if they are that confident the attacks are going to happen, then one wonders how it is they know. Did the FBI tell them? Over the past several weeks, media outlets have carried 24 assorted local stories about 24 sites that have been hacked. The ones discussed publicly are Hawaii water systems, Texas power grid, and the West Coast water systems near ports, all areas that will be critical to weaken for an invasion or conflict near borders. War preparations for a world war are clearly taking place in very many countries around the world. For the first time, U.S. citizens are likely to see a direct consequence of war on our own soil. If people spent more time following world events and wars without being clouded by their own normalcy bias, they could piece together what is likely to happen. In Ukraine, Russia crippled their power grid and attacked their ability to make the tools of war. Most of all, war materials have to come from outside. Now imagine Russia striking U.S. infrastructure and our ability to make tools of war when our stockpiles have already been depleted by Ukraine. Oh, and let's not forget that Israel is toast without U.S. arms support. But what is the most concerning to me is that the U.S. has made no real efforts to truly ramp up on production or war materials. Lots of talk, very little tangible action. It's like the U.S. is planning on just going straight to nuclear, but Russia air defense systems are proven best in the world, and their likelihood of survival is much higher than the U.S. Contacts I have from years in intelligence are telling me that the U.S. is too corrupted to survive what is coming, but real companies with very smart people, with analysts, with real MBAs, see what is coming and are preparing. The intel guys I've talked to tell me bluntly, the USA has never been weaker than it is right now. I don't know how it's going to play out exactly, but this is the most dangerous time we've ever been in up to this point in human history. One would be very wise to put pieces together and be willing to make the very hard decisions on what is required to survive it. Because another source, unverified, told me that there are currently 35,000 terrorists in country awaiting a go signal. Imagine an October 7th style attack all over the U.S. if all 35,000 operatives struck at once, as much smaller cells did in the day of the wrath that hit Israel. Oh, and don't forget that several months ago, we found out that there is also 60,000 pounds of ammunition of ammonium nitrate fertilizer that was taken off of a train in Southern California that has never been accounted for. Ammonium nitrate is what Timothy McVeigh used to construct the truck bomb that detonated outside the Murrah Federal Building in Oklahoma City. That bomb was reported to be only 4,500 pounds. So the amount of ammonium nitrate already missing could make more than 10 such bombs. We seem to be sitting ducks. So I'll tell you, not a way you want to end your night, because this actually broke, like I said, last night, or a way to start the day. Then we have this here is crazy. I saw the video, guys, and I'll tell you, if there was ever a time that people need to wake up and know what they do whenever they attack a child of God or attack God's children, this is the time that they should pay note. Because whether it's instant or down, whenever you go to meet him, there will be, you will have to answer. Anyway, so anti-Semitic Turkish lawmaker dies after suddenly collapsing in a parliament while giving a hateful speech bashing Israel. The Gateway pundit previously reported that the anti-Semitic Turkish lawmaker suddenly collapsed in the parliament while giving a hate-filled speech bashing Israel on Tuesday. Now he has left the world of the living. Reuters reported that the 54-year-old Hassan Bitmans, a member of the opposition Sadat party, died in Ankara City Hospital Thursday morning morning. He leaves behind a wife and one child. Bitzman graduated from Cairo's Al-Azhar University and served as the chairman of the Center of Islamic Union Research. He also worked for several Islamic non-governmental organizations. Bitzman collapse and subsequent death were reportedly due to a heart attack. The official cause of death has yet to be revealed, however. During his closing remarks, Bitz stated, "We can perhaps hide from our conscience, but not from history, and that Israel will suffer the wrath of Allah." At that moment, he stumbles and falls to the floor. Other politicians rush to his aid. Watch. Here is the video. I don't want to play it, but it's in this article in the Wixit, in the link in the description in the box below. I'll tell you, it was rather interesting to say the very least. Pay attention, people. Pay attention. Get right with the Lord. All right. Then this here is very troublesome. I mean, I just don't know how I would react if my children went to this elementary where these students digest this fentanyl lace gummy. They're very lucky that these children aren't dead. 5 elementary school students have received medical attention in Virginia after ingesting fentanyl-laced gummy bears, something that one of the children brought from their home, officials say. The incident happened Tuesday at Central Elementary School in Amherst, a town north of Lynchburg. The Amherst County Sheriff's Office said 7 students in total experienced a reaction to ingesting gummy bears at school. The candies later were examined by law enforcement and tested positive for fentanyl. Of the 7 students, 5 needed medical attention. 2 of the students were transported by EMS, and 3 of the students were transported by their parents. The sheriff's office added, noting that an investigation of the incident is ongoing. Amherst County Public Schools said in a statement that the affected students experienced an allergic reaction and emergency services were notified immediately. The district said it confirmed that the bag of gummy bears was brought from home by a student. We will work with the sheriff's office as they continue their investigation. It added, the families of the students have been notified as a result. Amherst County Public Schools also said that the safety and the well-being of our students is our top priority. The incident happened after 7 students from the same high school in Loudoun, Virginia, overdosed during a 3-week stretch in October, according to the county sheriff's office. The Loudoun County Sheriff's Office is investigating at least 8 opiate-related overdoses at Parkview High School students, 7 of which have been reported in the past 3 weeks, the sheriff's office said in a press release at the time. 4 of the overdoses occurred in the school, and these 3 required the administration of Narcan, and 2 of those required CPR by school personnel. Guys, this is just horrible. And I mean, I can't even imagine getting a phone call saying that your child has overdosed or that there's some kind of reaction to something unknown, because I'm sure, you probably didn't know right away what it was, right? Well, happy birthday, Daryl. Happy birthday. China is not in a financial crisis. I don't know. And that's not according to the article. I will share it with you in just a second. Okay, let's sing happy birthday to Daryl, guys. It's my horrible, untangible voice here, guys. But it's untangible, not untangible, manageable, because I do not sing well. But I will try, and I will sing happy birthday to you, Daryl. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Daryl. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Daryl. China wants you to think it's all proper. I'm sure. I mean, but the thing of it is if China is in trouble, you have to only imagine. And that is the next article that we have up here. China's banking system is in a free for all, and the country's real estate losses could hit $4 trillion. So this here's from End Time Headlines. China's banking system is collapsing, and the real estate crisis in the country could end up wiping out $4 trillion from its financial system, according to veteran investor Kyle Bass. So, guys, my question for you, Watchmen, is if this isn't really happening, if it is happening, I mean, you have to think about this. They want the global network, the global agenda is to get rid of all past financial market, right? You have to do away with the old. And so the only way to do away with the old and the need for something new is for it to fail. So, I mean, if you just think about it, everything in every country is going to fail um, at some point, with the exception of something that is backed by something tangible like gold, oil, whatever. But we know that petrodollars don't really do people, except for I don't know, like gold does, right? They do indeed, don't they? They have quite a bit of it, that's for sure. Watchmen, China does, definitely. We've seen lots and lots of videos, and lots of people get in trouble in China for all their gold, right? From any, yeah. So anyway, my thing is though, is if they're going to, get away from these, their monetary system to go into a global networking, all of these systems have to fail. So, because of course we have to have something to replace it. We know where they're going with all of this, and this is, their one world order, one world agenda, right? So that's my thoughts. Now I could be wrong, but that's the way I think that you, if you're going to bring in the new system, the other system has to fail at some point, right? Because if it's not broke, why fix it, right? Anyway, so in an interview, Andrew Ross Sorkin on CNBC on Monday, the Hyman Capital Management CIO pointed out China's property sector, which has been reeling in recent years, as debts from major property owners sour and some firms default on their bonds. The real estate crisis has left enough empty homes in China to house 3 billion people, a former top Chinese official said, and the flood of unused supply will generate the generation huge financial losses in the real estate sector. Those losses are bound to have a big impact on China's banking system, which is highly levered, Boss said. So, guys, I mean, I think that there's going to be a lot of illusions, a lot of illusions to make it look like it's worse than it really is. But in all sincerity, I think it's because absolutely, Watchmen, absolutely. I so 100% agree with you. But again, you have to know that in the Bible it tells you, all these things are going to come to pass, and even the collapse, even the collapses, I guess you could say, these things will happen, because you can't have great famines and pestilence. Well, I guess you could have the pestilence, but a great droughts and things of that nature, famines, if you're able to so easily, fix it. But it is a bunch of illusions, delusions, I guess you'd say, in my honest opinion. But again, it is to get everybody on board with this new world order, guys. It is to get everybody on board with the new world order. I don't know what you do with them. If you don't put them back, I don't know. Well, you have to find them. Anyway, so that is my opinion. You have to, there has to be a reason to bring in a new system. China doesn't really need a reason, but I think it's part of the course. If we have Switzerland Bank, supposedly coming up on some kind of deadline of the 15th or whatever, you just better know that it'll be a global type agenda, because that's supposed to be like the largest bank and it's connected to everybody, right? So I think to me, it's just part of the propaganda to push their, agenda, in all seriousness. And then you go to Argentina, and they just cut the value of its currency in half as inflation reaches 143%. Argentina on Tuesday announced a sharp devaluation of its currency and cuts to energy and transportation subsidized as part of shock measure. New President Javier Milei says are needed to deal with the economic emergency. Economic Minister Luis Caputo said a televised message, the Argentine peso will be devalued by 50% to 800 to US dollar from the 400 pesos to the dollar. For a few months, we're going to be worse than before, Caputo said, 2 days after the Libertarian Milei was sworn in as president of the second largest economy in South America, and immediately warned of tough measures. Milei said that his country did not have time to consider other alternatives. Obviously, if he's just freshly sworn in and he's coming into this, and this is where they're at. But again, like I said, you're not going to replace the current monetary systems and the current systems if it's not broke, right? So we have to make it, it's just all breaking, right? Everything is, coming down so that they can come in on their white horses and they have the fix, right? They have the fix for everybody. It's this new world agenda. Everybody, this money is just going to be in thin air. It's going to be digital currency. It's the answer to all of our concerns and cares, everything. Everybody's going to be on board, right? That's what they want. It's all AI. It's all 100%, infallible, right? Sideburns stands with Zelensky and Israel. I'm curious who Sideburns is, but I don't know if I really want to know. I don't know if I want to know. The unlikely teams are being set just to Germans and Japanese. Now it's Muslims and communists. Absolutely. It is indeed. I mean, it really is, Watchmen. It is indeed. Anyway, so a lot of things are happening, and we're going to see more and more countries. You're going to hear more and more countries. Things are just falling to pieces. Everything's going to collapse in some aspects. Argentina, I got you, brother. Everything's going to collapse. It's one of them. It's one of them things, they have to do away with it to bring in the new. And so you're going to hear it's going to be crazy. I think this is just the start of many places to start trickling in. I mean, I think we've even heard in the last few weeks about Japan being in trouble as well. And I don't think any of these places really are in trouble, to be honest, but I think it's part of the NWO, the New World Order agenda, right? Oh, absolutely. So again, Watchmen, brother, that we know that there's nothing that gets out of China that they don't want out. Absolutely. 100%. Good morning, Carol. How are you? 100%. There's nothing that gets out of China that they don't want out, period. And I think that's kind of with anybody these days, to be honest. All needing community. Absolutely. And that's kind of like the U.S. these days. I mean, except for we're getting in over our heads here with all the aid that we're giving to everybody. I mean, in all seriousness, we've depleted so much, and we've not made any efforts. I will agree with Hal on that aspect. We've not made any efforts to replenish, and that's going to cost us in the end. But I think it's all by design. It's all by design. Now, I want to tell everybody there was so much talk about this new let's see, what is it called? Here it goes. There was so much talk about this movie right here, guys. So much. Let's see if I can click on this IMDb. I had to watch it. We did not have Netflix. We had to get Netflix just so that I could see this crazy movie, because everybody was talking about it. Donut did a video on it, and I'll tell you, he had my curiosity aroused. So, hence, dingy girl here goes and watches it. I will tell you, I'm not an Obama's fans by no means, but it was not that bad of a movie. Um, but the symbolism in this movie, guys, and just, I mean, just the craziness. I would encourage you to go watch it if you haven't seen it. I say that. I don't want to spoil the movie for anybody, but I'll tell you, you know, uh, it was okay. Um, I don't think it's a documentary, but for those that have, you know, they're waiting for all of the blackouts and things to go crazy, I tell you to watch the movie. It might help you prepare as well. Just saying. Anyway, it was a good movie, and in as much as if you're paying attention to all the symbolism, okay, there was so much symbolism in there, guys. It was insane. It is indeed. And it was kind of weird in knowing that they had the way the movie ends was with the last one of Friends. Kind of crazy. Anyway, um, absolutely. And I mean, it will get you to thinking. If you watch that movie, guys, I think the big takeaway is they want us to destroy each other. And in my opinion, I tell you, that is the honest to God's truth. If we're at each other's throat, we're trying to kill each other for our resources or what the other person has. I mean, that's it'll end quickly. But um, I'll tell you, you know, I say, treat thy brother as thyself. If your brother needs something, help him out. Don't be so stingy. Anyway, let's go on. We have this last article from End Time Headlines. Hamas threatens violence against Americans everywhere in a chilling new video. Guys, we have heard time and time again all week, several different, the FBI, the DHS, Department of Homeland Security, they have all been telling us all of these things. The FBI has been putting out these warnings. The Homeland Security has been putting out stuff. It's crazy. It is. And here we have another, statement, this time from Hamas themselves. And I have to tell you that at some point in junction, you got to know that this is to push fear. That's all this is about, guys. They feed and live off of fear. Hi, Joni. How are you, honey? Absolutely. It's crazy. And I'll tell you that the part in the thing about Tesla, I would not have any car that can drive itself. Just saying. Just saying. Would not have anything to have that. Yeah. Just would. Anyway, let's cover this article, guys. Hamas has threatened violence against Americans everywhere in their latest horrifying statement. Speaking on memoir, senior official for Hamas, Sami Abu Zuri, called for the acts of violence against the USA and also the UK. Zuri's comments come as tensions over the Israeli-Hamas war intensify, with pressures growing on Israel to stop the fighting. Meanwhile, more stories have continued to come out about the terrorist group's brutality since October 7th, which left hundreds of innocent people dead or seriously injured. The new chilling threat could put the lives of hostages at risk. Speaking on memory, Zuri said, when Blinken is justifying the killing of women and children, the sons of your nation should say to him, you are the enemy, just like Netanyahu, and you must pay the price, just like Netanyahu. We should keep this in mind. So if our nation thinks this heroic act of al-Qassami brigades release it from its responsibility, that is the misconception and mistaken assessment that should be discarded. Zuri added, now it's our nation turn to the pressure the Americans to stop this war. We need violent acts against American and British interest everywhere, as well as the interest of all countries that support the occupation. They must pay the price for the blood of our women and children who are being killed in cold blood on the streets of Gaza. They must pay the price so that they know that Gaza is not alone, and that when they gave the order to kill, they should have been prepared to pay the necessary price. Following Zuri's comments, Memory TV said in a statement that they were a nonpartisan, independent research institute providing research, analysis, and translation of primary materials covering a wide range of issues, including on terrorism and ideological trends in the Middle East. They claim these video clips are provided as public services to an international viewing audience to bridge the language gap and better educate and inform. Well, guys, I'll tell you, it's crazy that all of this stuff is taking place. Mary's statement, Zuri's words, come just days after Hamas issued a chilling threat saying that no more hostages would be released unless their demands were met. So, guys, again, we've got to pray that there's some kind of solution. I don't know. I mean, I just pray God's hand upon all of this. I don't know what else to say, but that is all that we have for today, guys. Avery says, bye-bye. I think that I'll definitely be praying on this, that this doesn't become an issue. But guys, when they put stuff out like this, you know that this is going to be trouble. And there is not anything we can do except for pray. So this chick will be praying. I hope you will as well. Let's see. It is absolutely. I hear you. I didn't want to order Netflix myself, but $6.99 to see the movie, to get all that I need. I was led by the Lord. I'll tell you, I was led by the Lord to this movie, and I guess he wanted me to see all of the all that's in there. And there's racism and racial undertones like you would not believe in this. And I'll tell you, it's just it's crazy. It really was. It was interesting. I'll tell you. Anyway, I encourage you, do what you feel led to do. If you feel led to watch it, go watch it. If you don't, don't. There's enough people out there talking about the movie that if you don't see it, you'll understand what's going on. And if you don't watch Donut, I tell you, go check him out. He put out a video, and he actually has a lot of clippings from it. Like one of the phrases that was said in the movie. It's kind of crazy, guys. So I will encourage everyone to go watch Donut. He did put out a really decent video on it. Really good. I enjoyed it. I'm sure y'all will enjoy it. I didn't make it all the way through. I think I left out the last 5 minutes of it, but I made it through most of his video. We got busy. And so, but anyway, absolutely, Carol. I agree with you. Absolutely. And that's Donut. Yeah. That is, it does indeed. I'm not into series. I just, the last series, I can't even think of what it was called that I got into, and I had to binge watch it. And so I don't do series. I do not do series because I'm one of those people that I just can't. I will binge watch until I know what all is going, and I just don't do that. So I steer clear from series, but I do agree with Watchmen. Absolutely on this guy's right here. I agree with you. I 100%. I think, and that's what I've been saying on Bible, that we need God for the next season, guys. Like you've never needed God before, and trust no man. Trust no man. I'm just telling you, trust no man. We need God, and we need to trust in God, and God will provide. God will definitely provide. And we do. And the good Lord had Noah prepare for the flood. He had him build an ark. He had Joseph preparing for the famine. And if the Lord places it on your heart to prepare, like He's given people certain things to sound the alarm over. Like mine was water, and I've been sounding the alarm about water. And so, granted, it is kind of hard when you have so many in a household to save on water. But I do believe that maybe it wasn't my job necessarily to save water, but to warn people about the water, right? Yeah, I didn't watch Jericho either. I've heard a lot of people talk about it, but like I said, I don't do series. I really don't. But absolutely. And they can. If your family can turn on to you, I mean, and that's the crazy part. Your own blood can turn on you. Anybody will turn on you. Trust no one, in other words. Absolutely. Absolutely. But I would tell you, and food banks there are awesome. Yes, indeed. And the churches are really, there's a lot of churches that offer food and help to those that need. Now, some churches, you have to be a member of the church or you have to go to the church to get the help. But there are a lot of churches out there that you do not. There are a lot of churches out there that you just show up on whatever day of the week that they pass out food. And some churches, if you call them and you tell them you need food, they'll help you get it. So if somebody is in need of food, I definitely encourage you to, call your local church. If they don't have it, they'll know where to go. It's only 5 episodes? Huh. Well, maybe I will look it up, Carol. I definitely will. If it's only 5 episodes, maybe I can do that. I just can't do like season after season after season. I just can't do that. I just can't. My husband watches the Karate Kid one. I can't even think the name of it. He does watch that one. There's another one that he watches, but I don't. I'm not my husband, and my husband does watch all that crap. I don't. I hardly watch TV. Period. And for me to even get Netflix was big because I haven't had Netflix all this time, and they've had lots of movies on there that we've wanted to see, and I haven't gotten it. But I'll tell you, when God pushes you and pulls you towards a certain thing, you have to be obedient. And I watched it. I think there's something in there, and I'm praying on it to see what God wants me to share. I think the main takeaway was more so for what God was showing me was about the underlining racial things and how we need to remember that we're all human, and we need to somehow remember that there are brothers, and everybody is our brothers and sisters, and stop with the racism. And know that you're going to need the other person to survive if it gets that bad. Just saying. Absolutely, Carol. Absolutely. There's a ton of resources. I don't know every state. I can't tell you. And different counties, different cities have different things too. Also, I want to say the March of Dimes sometimes in some cities has resource links to help you. United Way has resources and things about. I think the United Way is through March of Dimes or something like that. But anyway, there's a lot of resources out there. You just have to look. And if you need help, if for some reason you can't find something, reach out. We'll try and help you. We will. We're not going to let nobody go hungry. Carol is amazing. She knows how to get help in many different ways. So, wow. So see, she's on it. She can get you even financial help to pay if you live in California. Now, I don't know about other places, but she definitely knows about California. That's for sure. Wow, wow, wow. All right, guys. I love you. I do. Just, I think, remember, love thyself and love thy neighbor as thyself, right? I think that's the key thing. I really do. I think we should remember to love our neighbor as ourselves. I don't, I pray that we don't destroy each other. I don't want to think that America is going to fall because of destruction to itself, but that's what they're pushing. And that's kind of the takeaway of that movie. Anyway, self-destruct, right? All right, guys. I love y'all. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. God bless and have a wonderful day. Love you. Thank you all. Bye.